All right, happy May the 4th, guys. Happy Bones Brigade Series 14, pre-order day. This is a pretty exciting day for a lot of people. This is a pretty rad series, so I'm just going to tell you right now, obviously, the rumors are true. Things have been confirmed. If you woke up today, wherever you are, you would have seen a bunch of stores having pre-order sales on. And so what I'm going to do today is just kind of go through, I'm going to use my iPad here as a little bit of a slide deck for myself to keep me on track. But we can verify that yes, today is the pre-order day for Bones Brigade Series 14, the Blacklight edition. It indeed is dropped or has dropped here. The Eagle has landed. And so for myself, when I woke up, it was SoCal Skateshop that I had emails from, and I seen the dark slide. They had some information as well. So I grabbed some images and some descriptions from both of those places. There's going to be many other shops that have them up for pre-order right now. But yeah, are you guys pretty stoked on this one? I actually am. I think it's a really rad colorway. I think it screams 80s, and yeah, I know it's not like an OG colorway, but I do think it's pretty cool. And so anyways, let's just start walking through it. I need to figure out how to do this live, because I would have loved to have just kind of a live engagement with you guys. We could have ran through some slides and just talked about each deck, but I'm going to do that now. So just leave your comments and or your opinions in the comments section. All right, cheers, guys. This is going to be off the cuff because I've got a million other things I've got going on today, but I just wanted to jump on quick and get this out. So we can obviously see here, I'm just going to throw some pictures up here. Bones Brigade Series 14, super rad. All right, so the official release date is June 27th, 2023. And so this is saying that we're going to get the original shapes and graphics from the 80s. Cool. This next line, though, says screened top and bottom graphics applied with heat and pressure. That's curious to me. I think they're still talking about a heat transfer. Because they screen onto those heat transfers and then they apply with heat and pressure. And so I'm pretty sure that that's what they're talking about there. It is actually still going to be the heat transfers on the deck. It's not going to be the paint being screened directly onto the deck, but we'll see. 7-ply US hard rock maple, old school hold patterns, and this one is saying made in their Powell-Peralta's US factory. That's a little bit surprising. Maybe they just decided to keep the Bones Brigade there, because I know a lot of it has moved to Mexico now. All right, so it talks about the numbers there, but this one is a little bit easier to see as far as the numbers go. And so in the past, the Hawk has always had the most. It drives the most demand. And then pursuant to that, the Rodney Mullens have been very limited in the past. They started to up them and make them equal to some of the other rider decks, but the earlier Mullens are harder to get because they were only doing runs of like 500 or something. So anyways, let's just run through these. So we can see here that the Hawk is 5,000, and without having a name, everything else, it looks like everything else is going to have runs of 2,500. There was something that I read. Sorry, let me just go back here for a second, because there is one thing that I read that implied that the decks were numbered. Now, I have never seen the decks actually matching the card number, and that would be amazing if they decided to go that route, because in the past, I've done a trade and actually had a deck swiped from me. I actually think I even knew the gentleman that had stole it. I didn't know him personally, but I knew where he was and got some contact information and stuff. But ultimately, when I was talking to the police about chasing this guy down, and this guy, if it was just a one-off deck, it'd be one thing, but this guy screwed a bunch of guys out of decks. But he got my McGill Series 12, an extra one that I had, and if the deck matched the card, then it would have been no problem, because I knew exactly what the card number was, but there wasn't a connection to the deck itself. So he could just pitch the card, and that number has no value at all. So it would be amazing if they decided to match the card, the rider card, to the deck. That'd be awesome. So I don't know if they're going to do that. Hopefully they will. All right, so let's start with the Lance Mountain. We've seen this one so many times. This one actually, well, we'll take a closer look at it at the slide here, but we're seeing 10 by, so 10 in width, 30.75 in length, and this is the Lance Mountain Blacklight. So this is on SoCal Skateshop, obviously, and it's nice that they're doing this. They're limited to one deck per customer. I'm sure that people figured out ways to skirt around that, different email addresses, whatever. But it's nice that they did this, because honestly, it prevents guys going on and buying, you know, just clearing out all of the inventory and then blitzing them, you know, on eBay later or whatever. And I'm not against, you know, people making money off decks. I'm not against that at all. But I do think it's, you know, good to have the fair share for everybody to get a crack at it, at least on pre-order and drop days. Yeah. That's just my 2 cents. I don't judge anybody, though, for whatever they're doing. We live in a capitalist society, and I love the fact that we have the opportunity to buy and sell things and make money, and we still actually control our finances. I'm getting way off topic here. Let's get back into this deck. So the specs on the Lance Mountain: width 10 inches. We talked about the length, 30.75. The wheelbase is 15.375. The nose on this one is 3.875, and the tail is 6.5 inches. Additional information, okay, we get it. Yeah, OG shape, and it's Bones Brigade Series 14. All right, so here's an actual big shot of it, and it does look like it's the dog, whatever you want to call it, graphic here. And so, yeah, it's a real throwback to that original graphic, and yeah. Killer, I love it. Here's the top graphic. So we're seeing here that it's the Ripper and not the Dragon, which is kind of cool as well. I like them mixing it up, but anyways, it is what it is. We got the Ripper on this one. Okay, next, Mike McGill. Here we go again, screen grab from SoCal Skate Shops, and so definitely SoCal and the Dark Slide. Thanks for posting the information, guys. I want to give you guys credit, because this is where I'm pulling the majority of this information from, because they're one of the only few shops, Dark Slide and SoCal, are great at staying on top of this stuff. And so they're a reliable source that you can go to. And yeah, I would encourage you to check them out. I don't order from them that often. I have bought from them, but it's, again, just a border issue. And with the costs, you know, our dollar compared to the US dollar, a lot of times it doesn't make sense. And to be honest, I would support our local shops any day. But there are times that, like I said with my last video, I didn't see anyways. I was trying to find that one Chinese Dragon from the unboxing that I just did, and I couldn't find it in Canada. And so, well, I ended up ordering it through Amazon. But anyways, I couldn't find it at a local shop here, so I had to go outside the normal sources. Okay, so deck specs on this one are 9.94 in width. The length is 30.43. The wheelbase is 15.3. The nose is 3.75 inches, and the tail is 6.38 inches. Moving right along, here's the bottom. Super sexy, man. That just pops like crazy. Absolutely love it. Snakeskin background. Top of the deck. I'll put it up here again. Yeah, it is what it is. It's going to be the same for every single one of the decks, guys, the top graphic. All right, so then we get into the Mullen. Man, this thing looks absolutely killer. I love it. I just love the graphic of, the Mullens anyways, that chess set. The king spinning the crown is wicked. And so, yeah, here we go into the Mullen. So the width is 7.4. The length is 27.625. The wheelbase is 12.625 inches. The nose is 4.625 inches, and the tail is 5.375 inches. Moving along. All right, here's just super sexy. This thing just pops like crazy. Absolutely love it. Coffee drink time. And it is coffee. It's super early, not super early. I shouldn't say that, because a lot of you guys get up way earlier than I do, but I've done a lot of stuff already, so I'm still in the wake up process. Top of the deck the same. Oops, crazy. I just slid out of what I want to do there. Okay, next we're seeing the cab, and this is the Mechanical Dragon, which is cool on a pig shape. I might have said Stinger back then. It's definitely not a Stinger shape. But anyways, the Mechanical Dragon. This is kind of an outside the box a little bit for me, this one. It's still really rad, But I would support it with maybe, if you guys are going to get this set, I would look at, there's been recently 2 Blacklight Chinese dragons that have dropped as well that would look sick. I'll maybe put them up here. But yeah, they've had these 2 different Blacklight Chinese dragons that have dropped, and they would look so killer with this series. I do love the mechanical dragon. It looks pretty sick, but it just feels, it's more of a simplified graphic compared to the rest of the decks. I don't know. What's your take on it? All right, so the specs on this one, 10.47 for width, length 30.94. The wheelbase is 15 inches. The nose is 4.48 inches, and the tail is 6.44 inches. Okay, keep it moving here. It does look killer. Yeah, it's a thing of beauty. It really is, but more simplified compared to the others. And again, here, just showing you the top of the deck. All right, then we get into another pointy nose. Tommy Guerrero, looks absolutely awesome. Specs on this one are 9.6 inches. The length is 29.18 inches. The wheelbase is 15 inches. The nose is 2.93 inches, and the tail is 6.25 inches. Man, those noses are so small, eh? Awesome. All right, there's the top. I mean, the thing is fire. It looks this series looks killer. I'm in. I dig it. Absolutely dig it. Here we go. Here's the top. Just the same. Okay. And then we're getting into the Hawk here. And the Hawk looks wicked. If I can get my hands on one, I don't know if I'm going to do the pre-order thing, guys. This is one of the things that last time, and I've ran into pre-order issues before, not with the Bones Brigade Series decks, but with some other Powell decks where you order them, then things got stalled, and it took forever to get here. But I specifically know last year a lot of guys bought a bunch of pre-orders, and then they were extremely upset when they received an email from, you know, these different shops saying, sorry, we oversold our pre-orders, or we didn't get the stock that we were promised. And so they thought that they had solidified the deal. They were stoked. They were looking for the drop. They're seeing everybody else getting their shipments, and then all of a sudden, you know, the world gets rocked. They just didn't get the decks, and that kind of blows. And so, I don't know, maybe pre-ordering gives you a better crack at it at least, and if it doesn't show up, I guess the only thing is, if you're assuming you're going to get it, then on drop day, and I believe, yeah, we talked about that at the start, I think it was the 27th of June that they're dropping, and so on drop day, if you feel like you're getting some, and then you don't end up getting some, and drop day is come and gone, and everybody's cleaned up all the other ones, you're kind of out of luck. So it's a push-pull, it's a roll of the dice, but anyways, here we go, we're looking at the Hawk. So the specs on this one, the width is 10.45, the length is 31.25, wheelbase coming in at 15 inches, the nose is 4.95 inches, the tail 6.3 inches. So look at how sexy this thing looks. Absolutely amazing. Love the pop. These are going to look so killer. I don't know if I'd get the whole series. If you're a store owner, maybe this is where I was going before, I forget if I finished my thought, but if you guys are in Canada, I would love to get the set from you. Let me know if you're a store owner. I'd love to get the set. I'll blast your name all over the site. I just want to go through and be able to show everybody, you know, else that doesn't have the opportunity to get their hands on them and or misses them, whatever. I won't keep the whole set. I would maybe keep the Hawk and the Mullen. The other ones I absolutely love as well, but I just don't need everything, you know, like there's so many other colorways that are coming out that are really rad, but I love getting my hands on the Hawk and regret that I missed the Hawk 5 and 6 because I got in too late, but those two, absolutely wicked. I don't care about the claw and stuff. It's cool, but it's not one that I would, you know, really want. Anyways, here's the top. All right, so we talked about, did we go through the McGill already? Oh yeah, we did. Okay, so the other thing is with the McGill, there was another McGill that had dropped recently, a pig-shaped one that was kind of black lightish as well. And so it might look rad, it would look cool beside that mechanical dragon as far as the cab goes. So that might be another one that you want to go back and try to get your hands on if you can. They're hard to find in stores now, but somebody will have, you know, something on eBay or Maybe a store will still have one kicking around. But anyways, there you go, guys. Blacklight Bones Brigade Series 14 by Powell-Peralta. I think it looks absolutely sick. I'm glad that the rumors are true. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And also, guys, big announcement. I made it to the 1,000 subs. Thank you so much for all the support. Truly appreciate it. Cheers. Peace out.